Hi guys, it's Katrina. I'm with K14's Cash Coaching. I provide one-on-one coaching on financial things, budgeting, debt payoff, and credit score building. So a couple weeks ago, I posted this. My sister got me this. Just a girl boss building her empire. Facts. Super cute. Thanks, Sissy Boo. And I also made a super cute coloring page. So each of the piggies represents $50, and you color in as you save up to your $1,000 beginner emergency fund. Isn't it the cutest? Isn't it so cute? So it's available on my website. If you want to support me, that will be great. I appreciate all contributions. And in the end, the point is for you to save $1,000. So I should update mine because I've been sneaking away some money into my special savings for our future. But I also will be launching an online course teaching people how to make their own budget or how to make their own debt payoff plan, and also how to build their credit score and fix any credit they have. I have my personal assistant here, Haley, my 12-year-old daughter, and she's joining me today because we decided that she's super cute and we want her. And said hi. So
Hi.
everyone who joins the awesome and adorable Money Boss Academy on my website, which will be available at the end of the year, they will have an option to win a Kindle Fire with the cover. I got the green because it represents my brand, my personal business brand, the green, that lime green that I represent all over. So today we will be talking about what are we talking about?
Insurance.
Insurance. So we're going to go over 6 different things. I had my friend Kathy, who runs her own insurance agency. She's available, if you look at the other video, she's available as a resource also that I endorse, so you can get your policies checked out, anything you need to do. So Facebook takes a couple minutes to roll in, so as you guys come in, you can catch up later, whatever minutes you missed. So here we go. The purpose of insurance is to transfer risk. Now, if you have millions and millions of dollars, and obviously you'll have lawyers and things like that, you obviously will not need insurance because you have the money to cover an event that happens. But obviously celebrities and things like that, if they crash into your car, they're going to get sued more than just Joe Schmo down the street because they're worth more money. So people will sue them. That's where lawyers come in and that kind of coverage. So transferring risk is the point of insurance because you're paying a little bit to have all this coverage, right, in case of an extreme event occurring, i.e. totaling your car, that you don't have 20 grand, 10 grand to throw and buy a new one cash money, things like that. So you get full coverage to cover the event that something happens to your vehicle. I know in 2008, my car was parked outside of work and there was a huge hailstorm here in Phoenix. And I had over $2,000 of damage the hail was huge. Like it was scaring the kids in the classroom and things like that. And they wrote me a check. They wrote me a check. I got that money. Let me tell you, I got that money. So don't forget, I am on Pinterest and Instagram. I put my links right there, YouTube, and my email list. A lot of people are on my email list now, so I appreciate that. Okay, first order of business, health insurance. Now, medical debt and bills and credit cards are the number 2 causes for bankruptcy in America. People cannot pay these medical bills when it costs me, I see the numbers with an epidural and things like that. I didn't have an epidural. So her bill was like 11 grand, and that was 12 years ago that she would have cost to provide, to pay for her delivery, right? So now I have complete insurance, obviously, and things like that. Well, I did at the time too, sorry, through work to be able to provide for that. So we just paid the deductible and the delivery, whatever, for the doctor, and our portion of it. So if it's 80-20 or 90-10, things like that. So smile. Okay, health insurance. So that right now it comes out of our checks. It did then too. So we have our gross pay, our checks, what they would be like. Then they take your taxes and your insurance and your retirement. So at the end of the day, your gross pay is now a little bitty bit. And the way I like to visualize that for people is to show them when I cook spinach. Because spinach starts out like what, Haley?
Like a whole pan. Yeah, all covered.
So yummy. She loves spinach. And then what happens?
Then after you start to like cook it, it goes like
little bitty
small.
bit. And that's how your checks will be when you're 16 and 4 years. So you'll have a big check. This is how many hours you worked. And then the government will take their piece and everything. And this is what's left over. So
That's not fair.
welcome to America. So it comes out of our checks. Thing you need to know about health insurance, which we just re-upped in July for open enrollment. Every year you have to pick if you want to keep the plan you have or switch. So I had to reach out to my guru in health insurance field. She works in HR, but she's in Texas. So I was like, yo, I need some help. These are the numbers. Like, these are the monthly contributions per pay period, things like that. Which one should I do? And she was even like, wow, this is a lot to figure out. So she even had to do some research. So it's a lot of questions. It's a lot of reaching out to your human resources department at your work and things like that to cover yourself, to make sure your whole family is covered. So some things to think about are the deductibles. Do you have enough money to cover those deductibles in your savings account? Same thing with car insurance. We'll go over that. But deductibles, they're per person, per family, or per year. So you need to know, I think ours is like 4,000 or something is the deductible we have to cover, and then it's 100% after that. So if one of us had cancer, obviously I don't mind paying $4,000 over the course of the year, because that would be like $250,000 with chemo, radiation, things like that. So if you don't have health insurance, you're not covered. You could be in a very bad financial situation to where you're going to collections, horrible credit score, things like that, bankruptcy. It just all adds on. Copays are another thing. Let me tell you about copays. Copays used to be $5. When I was a teenager and I had to go to the doctor, it was like $5. I promise you it was. Maybe I was on like Access back then and I didn't know it, but $5 I can do. Now, I'm about to switch her doctor because it's usually $30 for her visits, and we took her like 2 weeks ago. We took her 2 weeks ago. She had some weird rash thing going on with this new body wash we tried, and she has very sensitive skin. So I was like, yo, I don't know what this is, and I don't want your throat to start closing. Let's go take you to the doctor just to be sure. They charged me $45. Let me tell you, the difference
For 10
between
minutes.
Yeah. The difference between $30 and $45 is only $15, but it's 33% increase than what I'm used to. So I was like, yeah, I'm about to call and figure out this. So I'm not sure if her doctor is even covered, in network, or what's going on with that office. So remind me to do that anyways. There's also a yearly max out of pocket that they will cap at. So you should know that too. Again, if your family has very high need, i.e., they're prone to breaks, like breaking elbows and wrists
And hands.
and hands, my husband breaking his kneecap, like those type of things, you need to know your yearly max out of pocket, because you don't want to it only cover up to like 400,000 and you're going to go over that. Because let me tell you, medical bills, they add up with the quickness. Like I said, delivery of a child is like 16 grand for 45 minutes of pushing. What did you do? I did all the work, They put 2 bags of liquid, put a needle on my back, and I pushed. Like, what did you do? No, I'm not bitter at all. Anyways, does anybody else have any questions about health insurance? What coverage you have? What do you do? Do you have it through work? Obviously, most people. Some people do it like third party. I mean, I have a couple of health insurance people on here I can see that work in the industry with claims and things like that and eligibility. And then when does it max out, which is the yearly max out of pocket. So that is for health insurance. Next, moving along, we are going to what? Right here, auto.
Auto insurance.
Okay, auto. So she thought of this yesterday. Why do we need car insurance? Why do I need auto insurance, Haley?
In case you get in an accident or have something happen to your car.
Okay,
Like something
so
bad.
say the car's okay, but I snap my neck or something. What do I do?
Go to the hospital.
Oh yeah, good point. So auto insurance, obviously, it's important. We touched about this last week. If you missed the video, go ahead and review it. And am better, but it's crazy. Roxy, can you explain that? So property damage, you know, if you crash into someone's house, obviously your car's messed up, but you also need to cover the purpose of, or the damage you've done to their house. Medical bills are very important. Those add up, like we've discussed. Oh, thank you. American Family. Oh, good to know. She just found cheaper insurance with American Family. Wow, you got real close to the camera. Medical bills. Okay, so this is something I want to talk about because my clients I deal with, when we're working on their budget and working on their emergency fund, this is so important because they don't even have enough money to cover if they do crash. So say they crash and their deductible is $500, they need to get to work, but they don't have the $500 to cover the deductible in order to get their car fixed, right? So you have to be able to cover that, whether it be 500, 1,000, you know, whatever. You need to have that in your emergency fund on top of your emergency fund, because that's just your buffer for insurance. You still need to have your own separate on top of that for the water heater going out. You need a new tire, you ran over some nails, something, you know. So get all that. Okay, $6,500 deductible, and I pay $107 per specialist per visit. That seems pretty high to me. I know. Ours is $4,000. I think it's like $2,000 a piece, so $4,000 for the family. I want to say it's $8,000 actually, so mine's higher than yours. And $107 per specialist. We pay $50 per specialist, so that's double. Which, if that's cheaper than what you had before, then good job, because I know these doctors be charging a lot of money.
Honey.
Okay, another thing that's so important. Sorry, that probably escalated.
Mm-hmm.
So important is the free glass. Listen, I live in the middle of the desert, right? And there's a lot of rocks out here. I got to go up Grand Avenue, which is basically a freeway. I take the 303, which is a definite freeway with big trucks, things like that. So I have free glass coverage, insurance, whatever, for replacement when I need to get it replaced, which is pretty awesome, pretty often. So that is free glass. Oh, another thing that I didn't know I had until I just earned it, because I've been with Geico for, I want to say 5 years probably. I think 5 years. So once I hit my 5-year mark, they were like, oh, by the way, you get accident forgiveness. I went, sweet, sweet. So in the event something does happen, it's covered. Great. This is great because marketing purposes. Obviously, who's the male? The Allstate. Is that guy? Allstate.
That's the
State Farm. The African American man with the really deep voice. He was on 24, the show with Kiefer Sutherland. Anyways, he started the accident forgiveness first, and everybody else kind of got on the train because it was popular and it got them some business. So They have to keep up with the times, just like other people in business. So next one. This is a tough one for my grandma. She's gonna get on here and say something, but homeowners insurance. You need to be able to cover your house in the event of a total loss. So in June was when I had to re-up for my insurance yearly or whatever. And come to find out, my house was only covered for the $284,000 that it was worth when we bought it 2 years ago. So that doesn't cover the entire replacement of my home if it literally burns to the ground, cinders and whatever, everything's gone, everything interior is gone, everything. I have to replace the entire thing. So I was like, so how much is this gonna go up? And my insurance did go up, but my house is covered. So let's go off of that. President, it's your dad. Just saved $78 by switching to Geico. Sorry, sound like the commercial. By switching to Geico with having better coverage, full on both vehicles, good idea, and added renters, nice, along with glass, roadside, and accident forgiveness. Wow. I was paying $220 with American Family with one liability. Wow. Yeah, you got it. And it's $78 cheaper. Listen, I'm pretty sure Geico is one of those companies that Kathy was talking about last week that shops around for you, So that's good that they're able to find you someone that could help you and get you something better. So homeowners insurance, obviously it's an asset. Ours is in our mortgage. So every month when we pay our mortgage, part of it goes towards the escrow account that pays my taxes and insurance. So my property tax and my homeowner's insurance comes out of my mortgage. So that's included in my price, but it's done. Like I send one payment, they pay whoever they pay, and it's done. So I don't have to worry about it. Okay. And she just got informed she has accident forgiveness, and she's only been with Progressive for 2 years. That's good. That's who my husband has for his truck. He has that for his truck, State Farm for his car, and I have Geico for my car because, listen, I was with Farmers since I was like 15 and 7 months when I could have my learner's permit until I was probably like 26, I want to say. I was loyal to the cause until I started shopping around. I'm like, nah, they're charging me way too much. So you need to know your deductible on your homeowner's insurance. The total cost to rebuild, like I said, would be the total, what your home is worth plus some, because you have to pay the workers, not you pay, but you have to pay the workers and the all the, what is it called? Materials, all the materials. So total cost rebuild. Oh, flood coverage. Let's talk about flood coverage. Does anybody remember the flood of, what year was it? 2015, I want to say it was, when people were on kayaks because it rained and the freeway was so flooded in Phoenix that cars were stuck for like days. Anybody? Farmers is pricey. USAA is her fave. I've been calling around. It's like crazy. Yeah, everyone's different. Everyone's going to have different coverages. You just have to make sure you know what you need. So when you call, this is what I need, and they make sure to do it correctly. Like, I'm not looking forward, when she's 16, she's able to drive, but her dad doesn't want her to drive till she's like 18. So I might not have to worry about it for 6 years, but I know how much they charge, because when my grandma had to put my little sister on, it was like, what was it, like, I think it was like 200 plus a month just for her to get added to the insurance. And you got to think, my grandma was like 40, 50 when my sister started driving. So it's like she's older, and you get better rates as you age and when you're married and things like that. I was with American Family for like 7 years and just found out about being able to really look into prices and look around to see what's best. I'm glad that you found what you're looking for, and that they can help me too. Can you please stop? And okay, good. Okay, so flood coverage policy covers rental. Oh, make sure your policy covers. Do you want to go your? Thank you. Make sure your policy covers rental and hotel. So if you do have to replace your, if you do have to replace your house and they have you up for like 5 months trying to fix your car, rebuild your house, then you just need to make sure that you're covered and you're not having to pay $50 a day to live in a hotel, while they're building your house, because that's going to add up in the end for reals. Flood. Oh, and make sure you cover all your belongings, obviously, because you can't replace the pictures and things like that, but the expensive stuff like TVs or whatever you have, you can definitely have that written in there, so that way you don't have to come up with even more money once your house is built. Now you have nothing to put in it, no furniture, anything that you had previously. Now this is a little stickler. This is a tough one for people. So we went over health insurance, auto. Next is homeowner's insurance. I lied. We already did that. Sorry. So I have 3 more to go over, but I will do those next week. So I will talk to you guys then. Please make sure to join all of the different things that I do. And if you need help building your budget or paying off debt, things like that, make sure you follow and comment on everything so I know what you guys need help with. Okay? So thank you guys, and I will see you next week.